Okay, so have you ever felt like the whole education system, like it's stuck in the past?
Yeah,
Dusty textbooks and one-size-fits-all lectures.
right.
What if we could hit fast forward on all of that?
I like it.
That's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
Talking about a future where AI transforms how you learn. Not just online courses,
Right.
but a truly personalized experience.
Yeah.
And lucky for us, we've got our hands on this document.
Okay.
AI-powered lifelong learning ecosystem.
Wow.
ALLE for short. Let's unpack it.
Let's do it.
Right off the bat, they're talking about these personalized learning paths.
Okay.
So not just picking from a list of courses,
Right.
but like the AI actually creates a path just for you.
That's a whole different ballgame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. You might be interested in, say, project management. But instead of getting the generic modules,
Right.
the AI analyzes your existing skills,
Uh-huh.
even your learning style,
Wow.
and figures out what you need most to succeed.
So for some people, that might mean focusing on risk assessment.
Yeah.
For others, it's communication,
Oh,
all within that project management world.
exactly. It's like having a custom-tailored suit,
I love it.
but for your brain.
Yeah.
And speaking of custom,
Okay.
the document also dives into AI-generated content.
Okay.
Forget static textbooks. We're talking interactive simulations, even games that adapt as you progress.
Okay. See, now this is what gets me pumped.
Yeah.
Like I'm a visual learner.
Good.
If I'm trying to grasp a historical event, give me an AI-powered interactive timeline,
Right.
not just dry paragraphs.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It can cater to different learning preferences.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe you're learning about physics.
Okay.
Instead of just reading formulas,
Yeah.
you're manipulating 3D models in a virtual lab the AI sets up.
Wow.
That's engaging content,
Way more exciting than my old physics class, that's for sure.
I bet.
But what about feedback? I mean, we all want to know how we're doing.
Sure.
The document mentions continuous assessment,
Yeah,
which sounds kind of intense.
I get that. But think of it less like a constant test
Okay.
and more like a super attentive coach.
Gotcha.
The AI isn't waiting for a big exam to tell you what you missed.
Right.
It's giving you real-time nudges, guidance,
Mm-hmm.
maybe suggesting extra practice in one area while you're crushing it in another.
So it's less about grades, more about making sure you're actually learning and staying on track.
Right. It's like having that instant feedback loop that helps you course correct as you go.
Right.
And honestly, that can be incredibly motivating,
Yeah.
especially for lifelong learners.
And speaking of staying motivated, the document talks about these things called micro-credentials.
Yes.
So not just waiting for a big certificate at the end, but earning badges along the way.
Exactly. Like say you're working through that project management path
Okay.
and you ace the risk assessment module,
Right.
boom, you get a micro-credential for that specific skill.
Which, in today's world, you could slap on your LinkedIn profile.
Absolutely.
Show potential employers you've actually mastered that stuff. It's like leveling up in a video game,
Yeah,
but with real-world benefits.
precisely. It makes your progress visible
Right.
and gives you tangible recognition for your efforts.
So we've talked about personalized learning paths, AI-generated content, instant feedback, micro-credentials.
It's a lot.
It's clear ALE is laser-focused on the individual learner.
Yeah.
But what about the bigger picture?
Okay.
Does the document address how this could impact the entire education system?
It does, and it's pretty insightful.
Okay.
It talks about how ALE, by collecting and analyzing data from users, all anonymized, of course,
Right.
could give educators and policymakers this incredible real-time snapshot of what's actually happening in the learning world.
So instead of relying on outdated statistics or gut feelings, they know exactly which skills are in high demand.
Exactly.
Where the learning gaps are.
Yeah.
What teaching methods are working best.
Exactly. Imagine the potential to make data-driven decisions
Yeah.
about curriculum development,
Yeah.
funding allocation,
Yeah.
even teacher training. It could lead to a much more responsive and effective education system overall.
Okay, now my mind is officially blown. We're talking about a potential revolution in education. But before we get too carried away with the societal impacts, let's pull back the curtain a bit.
Okay.
This all sounds amazing, but how does a platform like this actually stay afloat?
Right.
The document did mention a business analysis section, right?
It did, and it's actually fascinating.
We'll hold that thought because we've got to take a quick break. But don't worry, listeners, we'll be diving into the business side of ALLE when we come back. Stay tuned.
Welcome back.
So we've been geeking out over the mind-blowing potential of ALE,
Right.
this AI-powered learning revolution.
Yeah.
But let's be real,
Yeah.
even revolutionary platforms need to, pay the bills.
Absolutely. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The document delves into how ALE plans to thrive as a business.
Okay.
And it all comes down to one key thing:
What's that?
user engagement.
Makes sense. You can have the coolest tech in the world,
Right.
but if nobody's using it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But ALE isn't just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
They're talking about using data to constantly track and improve user engagement.
Interesting.
Imagine this. They're looking at things like course completion rates,
Yeah, okay.
how satisfied people are with the content,
Right.
even how long they're staying engaged with different types of learning activities.
So it's like they have this real-time pulse on what's working and what's not.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that data allows them to fine-tune everything.
Okay.
The algorithms that create personalized paths,
Mm-hmm.
the AI that generates the content,
Right.
the whole user experience.
Wow.
They're constantly learning and adapting
Okay.
to make the platform as effective and engaging as possible.
Okay, that makes sense from a development standpoint.
Yeah.
But what about the actual business model?
Sure.
How do they make money?
The document hints at a subscription-based system.
Okay.
Sounds like they're considering different tiers,
Okay.
kind of like those streaming services we all use.
So maybe a basic tier that gives you a certain number of learning paths
Right.
or credits per month.
Yeah.
Then a premium tier that unlocks unlimited learning. Maybe even throws in some personalized coaching sessions.
You got it. And the success of this model hinges on one crucial thing:
What's that?
ALE actually delivering on its promises.
Makes sense.
If users are seeing real results,
Yeah.
whether it's landing that dream job
Right.
or finally mastering a skill they've always wanted to learn.
You're going to be happy to keep subscribing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're not just paying for access to information.
Right.
They're investing in themselves.
It's like their future.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
let's not forget,
Yeah.
ALE isn't the only player in the game.
Oh, right.
You've got established platforms like Coursera,
Yeah.
Udemy,
Uh-huh.
even specialized ones like Pluralsight.
What makes ALE stand out in this crowded market?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
Because it's one thing to have a great concept,
Yeah.
but it's another to actually compete with these giants.
Right.
And this is where LALE's focus on AI-powered personalization becomes their secret weapon. This isn't just about offering a massive library of courses.
Right.
It's about curating a learning experience that's tailored to your unique goals and preferences.
So it's less about scrolling through endless options.
Right.
And more about ALA saying, hey, based on everything we know about you, we think this is the perfect learning path to get you where you want to go.
Exactly. And as LALE's AI gets smarter and smarter,
Right.
crunching data from millions of users,
Yeah.
the more effectively it can personalize those learning experiences.
So they're only getting better over time,
Amazing.
making it the ultimate destination for anyone serious about lifelong learning.
Now you're getting it. But hold on, we're not done yet.
Okay.
The document also teases some really cool stuff
What's that?
about incorporating virtual reality and augmented reality
Whoa.
into the learning experience.
Wait, are we talking about actually stepping into those historical simulations
Right.
or dissecting a virtual frog in biology class?
You got it.
Because that's next level engagement.
Imagine learning a new language
Okay.
by interacting with AI-powered avatars in a VR environment,
Oh, wow.
or mastering complex machinery by practicing on a virtual replica
Okay.
before ever setting foot in a real factory.
Now that's what I call learning by doing 2.0. This ALE thing is sounding more and more like something out of a sci-fi novel every minute.
It's definitely pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible in education. But with all this talk about the future of learning,
Yeah.
there's one crucial thing we haven't explored yet:
What's that?
the broader implications of this technology.
You're right. It's not just about new ways to learn algebra.
Exactly.
It's about how this could transform our entire relationship with knowledge and skill development.
Exactly. And that's a conversation we need to have.
Okay.
So take a quick breather, listeners.
Okay.
When we come back, we're diving into the big picture,
Okay.
the societal impact of AI-powered learning.
It sounds good.
Don't touch that dial.
Welcome back, listeners. We've been on quite a journey with ALE,
Yeah.
this AI-powered learning system.
Right.
It's got us rethinking everything we thought we knew about education.
And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
it's worth pondering, the wider ripples ALLE could create. If AI can personalize learning this effectively,
Right.
what other aspects of our lives might be transformed?
It's like a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
We start with education, but then you start thinking about career development,
Hmm.
personal growth, even just how we satisfy our curiosity throughout our lives.
Exactly. Imagine a world where professional development isn't just a yearly workshop you endure,
Right.
but an ongoing AI-driven process
Okay.
that constantly adapts to your evolving career goals and the ever-changing job market.
So instead of frantically Googling skills of the future every few years,
Right.
you've got ALA in your corner saying, hey, we've been tracking the trends and here are the skills you'll need to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's your personalized learning path to master them.
It's like having a career counselor and a personal tutor all rolled into one.
Right.
But it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
Think about all the passions people put on hold because life gets in the way.
Yeah.
What if ALE could help us dust off those dreams?
I'm picturing someone who's always wanted to learn Mandarin
Yeah.
or delve into astrophysics,
Huh.
but they just never had the time or the guidance to get started. ALE steps in, creates that personalized path,
Right.
and suddenly they're on their way.
It's about unlocking that potential that might have otherwise remained dormant.
I like it.
And who knows, maybe down the line,
Yeah.
ALE could even anticipate our learning needs before we even realize them ourselves.
Okay, now that's getting a bit into Minority Report territory. But in all seriousness, it does make you wonder just how far this technology can go. We've covered a lot of ground today, from personalized learning paths to AI-generated content,
A lot.
the potential impact on education systems, and the broader implications for lifelong learning.
It's been quite a journey, and I hope our listeners are walking away with a sense of excitement about the future of learning.
I know I am. And for anyone who wants to explore this in more detail and trust us, you do check out the document that sparked this whole conversation.
Yes.
It's called AI-Powered Lifelong Learning Ecosystem. A quick search online should do the trick.
It's a fascinating read, packed with even more insights than we had time to cover today.
Well, that's our deep dive for today, folks. A huge thank you to our expert for joining us and shedding light on this incredible topic.
It was my pleasure.
And to our listeners, as always, keep those minds curious and stay tuned for our next deep dive into a whole new world of fascinating knowledge. Until then, happy learning.